Okay, so today we're on Vancouver Island, located in Sooke, and I'm going to show you today how to catch a tasty meal, some crabs. We have two types of crabs on the island that are considered edible and fishable, and those are the Dungeness crab and the red crab. Before you come down, you should check to make sure that you have a fishing license and check the local regulations to find out what you can take and what's safe to take. So I'll just show you some of the tools I've got to do the job. This is a bait holder with bait in it. I used some chicken back that I picked up at a local grocery store. Any sort of meat scrap works pretty good to attract crabs. They have a strong sense of smell, and they will be attracted into your trap. The other thing I have, of course, is the crab trap. Works pretty straightforward. The doors fold in, crabs go in, and the doors lock behind the crab.
Super good. I'm coming on, I'm waiting.
The other thing I have is a lead-weighted line. You can pick this up at any marine store. Make sure you have enough length to reach the bottom. I think this is probably about 30 meters. And you can probably also pick it up at any hardware store. The other thing I like to use is zap straps. Super handy, super cheap. They're good for closing up your bait holder, and they're also good for attaching your bait holder to your crab trap so you don't lose it. You're also going to need a tape measure. That will measure across the back of the crabs to make sure that you're taking a crab large enough to take home to eat. And you want to get a crab big enough. You want to get big enough crabs, anyways, because otherwise they're not worth it to take home. I'll make some notes on the regulations a little bit later, but you need to make sure that you're taking home male crabs only, and I'll show you a little bit later how to identify between the two crabs. Final thing that I have is a cooler, and the best thing to do once you have some catchable food is to put the crabs in a cooler with a little bit of salt water and bring them home. The meat degrades pretty quickly if the crab is dead, so you want to eat your meal as soon as possible after your catch, and I do recommend taking them home live for cooking. That's pretty much it to get started. Let's throw the crab trap and see what happens.
Oh, get up. So smart. So smart.
Okay, with a little patience, we managed to catch a few crabs, and I've got an example of a red and a Dungeness here. Red is pretty obvious, bright red. These are both a little too small to keep, but again, I thought I'd show you the examples of the crabs. And this is a Dungeness crab. And as mentioned, you want to only be keeping the males of the crab, and you can tell, well, with these two examples, these are both males because they've got the sharp sort of triangular bottom. The females will have a honeycomb bottom, sort of like a beehive shape. Once I catch one, I'll show you an example of that too. But not bad for a little bit of patience. Should be a little bit bigger. These are under regulation size for keeping. We'll put them back to their home until they get a little bit bigger. Maybe they'll be a male for another day. Okay, so I do have an example of a Dungeness crab that is a female. She's quite small, so this crab will not be going home for dinner, of course, but it is an example of the different anatomy for a female. And as you can see, the bottom has a bit of a beehive shape on the bottom. It's wider, flatter, whereas the males have a triangular shape on the bottom. So that's how you can tell the difference. And that's important because in BC it's prohibited to take the female crabs home for dinner. So this crab's going to go back into the ocean. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you'll enjoy some of the video, and we didn't catch any large crabs today, but lots of little guys. It's a great day out in Sooke. Beautiful spot to be. That's it. It's dark. Time to go home. I hope you enjoy this.